We anticipate in the next 10 to 12 years approximately 8 to 6 million Hispanics coming into the United States and 41 million Asians. You have been the majority minority for 400 years in this country. You have been the number 2 population for 400 years. You're going to get kicked out of being number 2. You're going to go down and become number 4. Now, common sense, even a 3rd grade education would tell you, if you didn't get anything when you were number 2, you all jumped ahead of me, but anyway, you can guess what you're going to get when you become number 4.
President Biden, do you support reparations?
Well, I mean, since I haven't spoken on this, got a chance. Number one, the reason we're the country we are is because of immigration. We've been able to cherry pick the best from every single continent. The people who come here have determination, resilience. They are ready to stand up and work like the devil. We have 24 out of our 100 children in our school today is Hispanic. The idea that we are going to walk away and not provide every opportunity for them is not only stupid and immoral, but it's bad for America. They are the future of America.
At the very same time that America refused to give the Negro any land, through an act of Congress, our government was giving away millions of acres of land in the West and the Midwest, which meant that it was willing to undergird its white peasants from Europe with an economic floor. But not only did they give the land, they built land-grant colleges with government money to teach them how to farm. And this is what we are faced with. And this is the reality. Now, when we come to Washington, in this campaign, we are coming to get our check.
We are owed $104 trillion on the very low end, plus $735 billion recurring. This number does not include the cost of about 50 Black Wall Streets that were decimated, nor compound interest from 2017 when Sean D. Rochester's book, The Black Tax, was published, nor the cost of Black life, nor the cost of living increases, nor the war on drugs, nor the current day pandemic. The number I'm working with is for slavery, Jim Crow, and accrued ongoing systemic racism, oppression, and disadvantage in the country our ancestors built with their lives.
Good evening on the West Coast. Good evening in the mountains. Good evening in the central. Good evening on the East Coast. You know exactly who it is, family. Angela Nirvana, your hostess with the mostest on the Reparations perspective, bringing you those weekend hot topics and making the case of reparations, making the case of weaponizing our vote, socializing our suffering. How y'all doing, family? Thank you, The Rock, for joining the live. Thank you, ScrewTube. Thank you, Facebook. Thank you, Twitter. How y'all doing? Happy holidays. Umoja. Is that the first day of Kwanzaa? You know, it's so challenging, right? Getting into these Pan-Africanist holidays now that we know the real tea about how they're getting in the way of our reparations, not allowing us access to the table of reparations, lying as if we're in support of an HR 40, which is for all Blacks, which we know is going to fail epically at the Supreme Court level. If you do race-based reparations, they are fully aware. They are fully aware that they are getting in the way of freedmen receiving their repair, and they're pretty much paid to make sure we don't get a dime. And so they pretend to be for us while really working against us. This thing is as empty as CARICOM. They have said at several hearings there will be no cash attached to HR 40. And everybody's getting in on the act. Hi, The Rock. I don't celebrate Pan-Africanist holidays. I know, but this is the challenge, right, fam? This is a challenge I have because I love the concept of Kwanzaa. But now that I know Pan-Africanism and what Narcan and Cobra, Pan-Africanist orgs are doing to lock us out of access to our own reparations table, I'm looking at Kwanzaa sideways. Just like Black Lives Matter, right? We got the grassroots Black Lives Matter, where Black life really matters. And then we've got the Black Lives Matter Federation that's made $1 bazillion off of Black life while lining their own pockets and giving away all the money they've raised in the bazillions to the LGBTQIAXYZ. So it's like everything we do, family, everything we do, they co-opt and make a mess of it. So it's even hard to get into the first day Kwanzaa, knowing that that was a Pan-Africanist who created the holiday. I can't stand Pan-Africanista. The Rock, I can't blame you. It's really, really tragic. They recently had quite a few of the different orgs in a space over on Twitter. I'm going to play that for y'all. It's 3 hours, so I'm trying to do part 1, part 2, and part 3 of that debacle, and I need to do it soon. Hi, Yaira. Welcome to Live, pal. I just love how y'all jump on whenever I come over here, child. It just makes me happy. But yeah, I need to do that in parts 1, 2, and 3 because Cam Howard of Head of in Cobra, he really exposes himself. He basically says, I don't give a damn about y'all. I'm about that Skrilla. So what they're trying to do with HR 40 is make sure, if anything comes of it, that they're in complete control. And they want $20 million to study a cashless reparations package. Folks want to challenge me and say they never said that because it's not in writing. Just rewind the hearings. Every other word was them affirming and assuring that there would be no cash attached. Why do you think that is? Because CARICOM has no cash attached. Hi, baby. I see you, Yaira. Thank you for joining the live. Yeah, CARICOM has no cash. Look it up. Look at my archives. I've already gone over this. So a lot of things I'm just on repeat because repetition, they say, is the key to learning. So I'm trying to edutain y'all. Get you up on game so you don't keep falling for the banana in the tailpipe. Oh, Lord. So let's get into it. But I'm going to do that one in 3 parts. I got to hurry up and do it before it turns to dust. You know, these things only stay live on Twitter Space for like, I think 30 days. So I got to get that one going. If I feel energized, I'm feeling pretty good. I may just do that one back to back to back because I'll be gone. I'm going to Texas, y'all. Bringing in the new year in Texas. Yes, that's right, The Rock. I'm going to get your comments up there in a moment. But yeah, I'll be in Texas celebrating my very dear sister friend. Her daughters are having a debutante. So I get to be the belle of the ball, y'all. Just about this gorgeous emerald green sequin cold shoulder gown with one of them type of hoop skirts that have a train on it, y'all. And the jewels. Y'all know I love to look good. Even when I'm casual, I'm dressed up. So yeah, we're going to the ball. Then we got another big fly New Year's. It's a New Year's Eve before the New Year's Eve party. So I'm going to get my party on. So I'm not going to be seeing y'all for a few days. But I do want to, please like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications. All right. So I got something really exciting coming. Now, I don't know if I'll do it under the reparationist perspective. But I want y'all to get y'all's books. If you're into losing weight, I lost about 20 pounds. I'm on a mission to get my pre-Genesis body back. I've been trying to do that for about 18 years. But I love Marianne Williamson's book, A Course in Weight Loss, 21 Spiritual Lessons for Surrendering Your Weight Forever. This is going to be my first under For the Love of Freedmen and Allies. This is going to be the first challenge in the series. And so what I find about weight loss and keeping it off is it's really an inside job. I don't know if you ever heard of this one gentleman that was 700 pounds. He came on to Oprah. He had some type of bypass surgery, like some type of gastric bypass surgery. Lost all the weight, family. He lost all the weight and gained it all back. And when Oprah asked him, how do you think you gained all that weight back? He said, they didn't do a bypass on my brain. So it didn't matter that I went from 700 pounds to, 180. What mattered was what was happening on the inside of me. So if we don't heal from the inside, family, that weight comes right back on. So this is coming to you. Mark your calendars. Let's see here. I'm going to be getting into this on January the 2nd. Okay. So I do want you to get this book by Marianne Williamson. I'll be going over for 21 days. This is me embarking on my new channel. Not necessarily a new channel, but a new broadcast. Let's put it like that. I'm not sure if it's going to be under Angela Nirvana or if I'm going to keep it in the Reparationist Perspective family. But I'm really doing all I can to help us mentally, spiritually, physically, because oftentimes when you're in this fight, the fight ends up consuming you from the inside. So get your book if you want to join this 21 spiritual lessons for surrendering your weight forever. Join me on January 2nd. We'll be getting into that. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. There'll be new broadcasts coming in 23. Just so you know. Because God has moved on my spirit to do it a long time ago. And yeah, I'm just now, I got to get my fan, y'all. I'm off these lights, this sweater, because I just ran in from running errands. I'm so proud of myself. Hi, D Anomaly. I see your family. Thank you for joining the live. You need to gain some weight? Okay. Well, guess what? This is for weight gain, weight loss. The bottom line is, this is about getting rid of the weight on the inside. Those stressors that we are often under the boot of as American freedmen who descend from U.S. chattel slavery. So whatever your issue is, this is about healing from the inside, because whether it's weight gain or weight loss, you can't sustain it until you heal from the inside. And these are the things I really love. I really love metaphysics. I just stumbled into the reparations fight, just getting political education. But my love is metaphysics and teaching us how to be at peace in the midst of the eye of the storm, rather, So I'll be bringing more of that in 23. It's going to be balanced with this crazy current events that I love to weaponize, right? But I need us to be okay from the inside, especially those of us who are staunch comrades on the front line of this fight. We need to be okay. And so we're going to bring this on January 2nd. So get this book and let's go through it together and lose or gain weight together. Okay, I'm losing. But if you'd like to gain, just come and heal from the inside. That's really what it's all about. So whatever your goal is, you can keep it on. So I was saying that I feel really good. I may go tonight with this, at least part 1, maybe. We'll see how I feel after this, because y'all wear me out. But I really need to get on that. Oh, thank you, Yaira. You're so sweet. Baby boo. I appreciate your commendations. Thank you, love. Yeah, I've been working on it, chipping away at it. Been through my share of stressors, as we all have. But I was talking about how proud I am of myself. You know how we do, family, when it's time to travel, right? We sit up here and we wait until the last minute to get packed. Okay, let me speak for myself. I wait till the last minute. And this time I refused. So I started packing today. I am just about done with the exception of a few little items left. And I am super stoked because I'm ahead. So I may do part 1 of that 3-hour Twitter space where I'm going to be talking back to you guys. I got a couple of things I want to do that way, where I'm going to be more of a response video to some of the puckery from the buckery. Let's use Michelle Obama's word, vuck. Okay, let's use the one that she and Kerry Washington financed, the buckery. So yeah, I want to respond, and I may do 1 hour of it tonight, just so I can get enough content out before my travels, because more than likely I will be back. I have to see what time I return, but I may be doing something on Sunday, and then I want to start Monday. I either will start with this book on Sunday or Monday. We'll see what kind of energy I've got when I return. from partying hard like a rock star over the course of the New Year's. I do trust and pray that your Christmas was everything. Mine was just extraordinary, just spending it with friends and family and great food, great fun. We played this great game where we had to guess the Christmas songs by the series of emojis. Some incredible app that my sister friend and assistant minister came up with at her amazing brunch. And I was so annoyed because she had gifts for everyone. She loaded my daughter down and I had nothing to exchange. I'm like, I didn't know it was a gift exchange. So I have to make up and pull up the rear. Don't you, folks like, no. Well, I don't like being given gifts and can't have it something to exchange. So I will be remedying that. But then the other game she played was where we had to look at a still shot of a particular frame from a Christmas movie and guess the title of the film. We had so much fun. Find those apps, family, for your next Christmas. I know some of you don't celebrate Christmas. I'm all about the spirit. I'm all about yes, darling. What parts are being covered? I missed that. Oh, the entire book from chapter 1 through, I don't know how many chapters, but it's a 21-day journey. 21 spiritual lessons for surrendering your weight forever. Okay. So yeah, pick this up. Marianne Williamson, she ran for president. She ran on reparations. She is part of the metaphysical family. Yeah, she's one of the ministers that I've studied and she's out of sight. And this book is everything. So we're going to be doing this starting either the 1st of January. We may start January 1 on that Sunday or Monday, but please be prepared. Have your notepads and join me back for this. This is the first this will be my first broadcast under my For the Love of Freedmen and Allies broadcast. This will be the first in that series, okay? We're going to be doing a lot more things coming in 23 because I got so many God ideals just waiting to be birthed. And so, yeah, we're going in. But yeah, so I felt so good. I had a great Christmas, playing the games, a great brunch, beautiful gifts. And it was just, I love the spirit of most things. I know that folks are like, well, it's this, it's that, it's the third. I love getting into the spirit. I love the holidays. I'm a big cornball. I like the movies. I like the music. Honey, you got to listen to the hip hop, not the dirty stuff. I'm talking about the hip hop instrumental Christmas songs. Man, the things that American freedmen do with music, it will blow your mind what they have done with the traditional Christmas songs and how you freedmen fry it. Freedmen fry it. Oh my God. It was, I've got it on my YouTube music. And honey, it is rich and epic what they've done to the classics. Everything Freedmen touch turned to gold. And they always take it and co-opt it and corrupt it and do all manner of things to it, man. But it's rich. Hip hop, you can look up clean hip hop Christmas music or clean hip hop instrumental Christmas music. Look that up in your Pandora, your ScrewTube, or Spotify, whatever you listen to, and just feast your ears. It is hot to death, hot to life. We don't talk about death over here too much. Okay. Anywho, but I will be doing some conspiracy theory kind of stuff because I got some things I need to say. I've got to keep on my Shanquella Robinson story. I got to now introduce the story about Twitch. I do not believe that was a suicide. And I'm going to share with you some things I've been learning through some of my favorite vloggers. But I smell a rat. Something is real nefarious about the events surrounding Twitch. So that's going to be on a whole nother broadcast that I'm bringing you. So yeah, 23 will be epic and rich. So let's get into it, family, so I don't keep us all night. So I can maybe get into about an hour of the fuckery with Cam Howard. So let me share my screen. Welcome to the live. Please like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications, family. Thank you for joining the live. Let's see here. Let's share what's going on. Now, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but let's just lead up to the headliner. Let's talk about Rhode Island. OMG, family. These people will not stop. See, this is what happens when you're not at the table. You're on the damn menu. Rhode Island. Can y'all see that? Let me make sure. Okay, that's not big enough. And I'm all behind it. I'm trying to hide my big old heater. I need a longer Ethernet cable. Let's just keep it a buck. Oh, yeah, the wife is definitely withholding stuff. And I think Ellen DeGeneres, ED, I'll call her ED. I'll call her ED because you know how they do. They will shut my channel down. But there is something really amiss. I've been learning about affairs, babies outside the marriage, divorce, and ED being very, very jealous and wanting child out. Listen, that's a whole nother episode. We'll get into it. But I want to talk about this here. How Rhode Island's capital city will spend $10 million in reparations, and it could benefit white residents. And this is why I keep telling y'all, when you're not at the freaking table, you are on the menu. Okay, let me bring it up on a separate screen so I can keep that flowing. Family, y'all don't believe the fat meat is greasy till you see it frying. But this is what happens when we're not at the table. So let's talk about it. Tomorrow night, I'll be bringing back Trahern Cruz. Got questions about what happened. Some of my viewers have been asking me, is this for, what's the name of that community? Rondo descendants, which that woman was sitting up here talking about was everybody under the sun, or is this for American freedmen descendant of U.S. chattel slavery? We got questions, so we're bringing Trahern back to answer them very, very clearly for the viewers. That should be epic. I think we're going around 7 o'clock on that one. 6 or 7, okay? So make sure you're back for that tomorrow night. Rhode Island, okay. Rhode Island's capital city will spend $10 million. Hold on, y'all. These ads are really on the nerve. Oh, God. Hold on, family. Trying to shut them down is just ridiculous. I cannot stand it. I don't know how to minimize that nonsense right there. Close. Oh, hold on, family. I'm trying to read the article, and they don't hardly want to let me. So officials in Providence, Rhode Island recently approved a $10 million budget plan for the city's reparations program, but some are wondering who might end up benefiting from it. Like other communities across the country did in the wake of 2020 police execution of George Floyd in Minneapolis, Providence sought to start that's my word, execution. This is CNN. So some of the words may change based on the reparationist perspective, okay? Just so you know. So they call it a police killing. I call it execution. Like other communities across the country did in the wake of the 2020 police killing execution of George Floyd in Minneapolis, Providence sought to start a program offering reparations to Black, Indigenous, and other people of color whose families have felt the effects of decades of discriminatory practices. This is the problem with the word reparations, family. I just want to show you some of the abuses and the misuses. They're trying to do what Dr. Darity is trying to do with our reparations, close the racial wealth gap. And now this 10 million will go to everyone, people of color whose families have felt the effects of decades of discriminatory practices. When you're not at the table, you're on the menu. Back to the text. As the city's plan is underway, critics say the program is being rushed and its guidelines show white residents could qualify based on their income. If we are truly looking for a reparative process and something to heal the harms of the past, Why are we rushing Black folks to work for money they might not even know about? Justice Gaines, a local community activist, told CNN. Providence Mayor Jorge Elorza. But folks want to come for me when I tell them to close the fucking borders with their vote. This is what's happening. They are taking over at every branch of government, and this is what will become of our reparations, and the Black folks won't even know it happened. Providence Mayor Jorge Elorza approved the $10 million budget plan in early November, prompting the launch of the program days later. It was a result of more than 2 years of work by city leaders, activists, and scholars, the city said. Who was from the contemporary reparations grassroots movement when this went down 2 years ago? Some of these efforts included the creation of a commission to study the issue of racial inequity and reparations, the publication of a 194-page report detailing how people of color have been harmed by the city and their institutions for more than 4 centuries, and a report outlining 11 major areas the city could address to level the playing field between white people and residents of color in Providence. These funds move us one step further towards closing the present-day racial wealth gap, not with wealth inequity gap, not with $10 million. It should not be reparations. It should not be titled that. Let's see here. What percent of Rhode Island is Black? .7%. They've got 71.3% white, not Hispanic, 18.7% Hispanic or Latinx. The racial distribution in Rhode Island is white, 71.3%, 5.7% Black or African American, 3.6% Asian, 9.3% multiracial, and 0.7% Native American and Alaskan Native. Let's look in St. Louis. What percent of St. Louis? Wait, I'm sorry. Let's see. What percent of Rhode Island is Black? What's the median income? What's the median income of Blacks in Rhode Island? I was looking at another article. Sorry, when I said St. Louis. We're going to get into that one next. Okay. Let's talk about median income. See, hold on, family. They like to lump everybody together. Let's see something. I'm trying to see if they break it down by race. Let me ask it a different way. Hold on, family. Welcome to the live. Please be sure to like, share, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. When you thumbs up, it allows more people to see my content over here, okay? If you feel so compelled, bless the broadcast, all right? Okay, so that's not doing it. Hold on, family. Let's ask it another way. Just a second. What's the income in Rhode Island by race? They keep wanting to go to the population. They want to lump everybody, the average yearly income. Household income. Let's see if this does it, y'all. This is crazy. That you can't just come here and get the truth. They love to make it very obscure, make it very, very hard to find this information. It's a mess. I cannot stand it. They're doing everything but telling me by race. Okay, I think I finally hit something here. Okay. So blacks is 37,000. Asian is 62,000. All white is 62,500. Hold on, guys. This font is small. You got to do this with everything, especially when they talk about using our reparations to make everybody whole. Where does that leave us, family? Still on the what? Bottom. Hispanic is 32.5. So 32.5 is Hispanic. 37,000 is black. Hawaiian is 49.7. 49,700. Asian is 62,300. All white is 62,500. Non-Hispanic white is 64,500. And yet they want to take $10 million to close the gap for everyone. Back to the text. These funds move us one step closer towards closing the present-day racial wealth inequity gap, Eloisa wrote in a Facebook post announcing the signing of the budget last month. The program does not include direct cash payments to descendants of enslaved people. When you're not at the table, you're what, family? All together now, on the menu. A practice which has been discussed by reparations commissions across the U.S. Instead, the city plans to fund an array of initiatives aimed at closing the racial wealth and equity gap. That's not reparations. Initiatives include the creation of a workforce training and job placement program to help 100 residents of color. A program to accelerate investments in minority-owned businesses. You see where this is going? Funds to help the creation of Black-owned media outlets and African heritage cultural organizations, as well as home ownership funds, said Keith Stokes, the city's director of business development. Each and every one of these programs are tied to closing that racial wealth and equity gap, Stokes told CNN. How? If you don't intend to put cash in the pockets of American freedmen who descend from U.S. chattel slavery, how do programs to help minority-owned businesses and people of color who make more money than us in Rhode Island, how is that closing the racial wealth and equity gap? Our people and families have been in the outside looking in for fair employment, fair housing, fair educational opportunities, fair health care access, and we're looking to close that gap in the city of Providence with targeted programs and services. Because the $10 million is money the city received under the Federal American Rescue Plan Act, the program does not limit eligibility to Black residents. The eligibility criteria include Black and Indigenous residents, and people facing poverty who were born in Providence are non-college students who have lived in the city for 3 years or moved to the city to attend college at least 3 years ago. There are more than 189,000 people living in Providence, according to U.S. Census data. White residents make up 53.2% of the population, followed 43.5% who are Hispanic or Latina, and 16.1% who are Black. At least 23% of the population in Providence lives in poverty, U.S. Census data shows. And clearly by the median income of Rhode Island, that would be us. The city has said the funding is subject to federal regulations, but each initiative has been written to clearly reflect the recommendations made by the Reparations Commission. How many American freedmen descended of U.S. chattel slavery were on that commission? Gangs of local activists worries many Black and Indigenous people who are going to miss out on the program. The application window for some grants is closing next week, and the city is only taking bids for most of the initiatives on Monday. Some of the younger new business owners or nonprofit leaders may not have the same access to information as others to take advantage of the program, given proposals are due so quickly, Gaines said. Stokes told CNN city officials have been reaching out to any and all potential participants in this program. If people want to debate process and policy and implementation, absolutely they should. But the intent here has always been an intent to get these dollars and get these policies and programs out to the people and communities in the greatest need, Stokes said. Yeah. So that by the time we find out about it, there won't be a coin left. All in the name of Mr. George Floyd's execution by the race soldiers. We've been BLM'd on this. Dr. Danny Ritchie, founder of Community Health and Innovations and member of the city's African American Ambassador Group, said city leaders were so concerned with showing they were doing something on reparations, they failed to take the necessary steps to ensure something tangible could be achieved. It's a catalytic approach to reparations, not a transformative approach that would impact nearly all citizens and be sustainable. Stokes told CNN, adding the state and federal government could partner with cities to rectify racial inequities. While some funds may be awarded before Mayor Jorge Elorza's team concludes at the end of the month, the city says additional funds from the $10 million will still be administered next year. It's unclear what the future of reparations efforts in Providence will be in the coming years, months prior to his election. Mayor-elect Brett Smiley said in a candidate forum he would continue the program but did not discuss any details. CNN has reached out to Smiley for comment. But y'all want to continue to withhold your vote and to vote blue no matter damn who, to our people's peril. Let's go to St. Louis. Let me see first if my sister friend who hipped me to St. Louis reparations, let's see if she wrote me back. Because I was asking. She said something's awry with this. So let's see if she wrote back. Stand by, family. Please be sure to like, share, subscribe. Turn on your notifications. The Repperspect. Let's see if she wrote back. I was asking what in the hockey sticks is going on with it. Make sure, family, if you want to get involved, we need all hands on deck. Please write me at therepperspect@gmail so that I can align you with the right people. Okay. Okay, she hasn't written back yet. There's one more article I want to pull up. Oopsie. Stand by, family. I want you guys to not be falling for the banana in the tailpipe. So I have one more article that I wanted to share about in this particular broadcast. It was today. I'll find it on another device. I don't want to slow down the pace of the show. Let's see here. Okay. Yes, email TRP, y'all. Okay, so let's talk about St. Louis. I guess I'm just going to wait for her comments, but I do want to touch on it. They have a reparations going on in St. Louis. Hold on, family. Let me share my screen. Please like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications. and bless the broadcast if you feel so compelled. Shout out to those of you that have already have, okay? I appreciate you. Thank you. Okay, it's on your screen. I got to bring it up in a different screen to share it. Okay. Hold on, family. I don't know where my little glasses cleaner is. St. Louis mayor appoints commission to consider reparations. Oh, we coming up off this bottom. It's a lot of work to dodge the landmines, but we coming up off of it. That's for sure. St. Louis Mayor Tashara Jones is appointing a reparations commission that will recommend a proposal to begin repairing the harms that have been inflicted by slavery, segregation, and racism. I'm reading from ABC News. This is dated the 26th of December. Oh, today. Oh, no. Let's see. No, this is from December 8th. Okay. St. Louis joins a growing list of places trying to determine how to make amends for past practices that have harmed Black Americans. The new commission will hold open monthly meetings. There is no stated deadline for recommendations. St. Louis has long been among the nation's most segregated cities. Nearly half of its 300,000 residents are Black, and many of them live in North St. Louis, where rates of crime and poverty are high. The median household incomes for white in St. Louis is $55,000, nearly twice the median income for Black households, $28,000. Racial justice advocates blame decades of racism. Concerns about racial discrimination in the St. Louis area were amplified in 2014 when Michael Brown, a Black teenager, was shot to death by a white officer in the St. Louis County town of Ferguson, Missouri. Though the officer was not charged, investigations showed how Blacks in the region were more likely to be pulled over for traffic stops and victimized by debilitating fines and court fees. Jones, a Democrat, on Wednesday signed an executive order establishing a volunteer commission that will ultimately recommend how the city should make reparations. The 9-member commission will include a civil rights advocate, clergy member, attorney, academic, public health professional, and a youth. Now, it doesn't say if they're American freedmen, descendant of U.S. chattel slavery. Problematic to me. The people closest to the problems are closest to the solution, Jones said in a statement. I look forward to reviewing this commission's work to chart a course that restores the vitality of Black communities in our city after decades of disinvestment. We cannot succeed as a city if one half is allowed to fail. Missouri NAACP President Nimrod Chappell Jr., I don't know why his mama named him Nimrod. I use that as an offensive. I call people Nimrods, okay? Like when I'm seeking to offend you. Nimrod to me means dumb and stupid, okay? Stupid. So I don't know why his mama did that to him. Said segregation and racism have without a doubt harmed Blacks in St. Louis and elsewhere in the state. Reparations would be one way to begin, and it's important to consider all the options, Chappell said. President Joe Biden's White House, and I call him Joe Crow, administration has given its support to studying reparations for Black Americans, even as polling has found resistance to financial payments to descendants of slaves divided along racial lines. A 2021, this is why HR 40 sucks. I told y'all. A 2021 Pew Research Center survey found that 77% of Black Americans support reparations compared to 18% of white Americans. Last year, the Chicago suburb of Evanston, Illinois, became the first city to make reparations. That was not reparations. That was a housing voucher that many don't even qualify for, because if you're assisting them with a down payment, they still have to qualify. And if the median home price is $500,000 and the median income is $40,000. Okay, the city plans to use tax money from recreational marijuana sales to distribute $10 million over the next decade. Eligible, that's hardly reparations. Eligible Black households will get $25,000 for home repairs, down payments on property, and interest or late penalties on property in the city, if they still have their properties. How many American freedmen actually still own property? The way they gentrify us out, the way they take our properties by eminent domain, the way they run highways and byways through our homes and give us a modicum of what we paid for the home, which is now worth $1 bazillion. Okay. So that's that. Let's talk about, before I get to the Asians and what they're up to. Hold on. What do I do with my phone? I was going to bring the article up because I can't seem to find it in my email. I usually forward these things to myself via email. And child, I don't know what I did with my phone. It's somewhere around here. I'm going to keep going. And I'll bring that one to you tomorrow. Let's talk about these Asians. I just fell out with one. I'm sick of them owning our stores. I'm done with this one. I just cannot do it anymore. You know, I went in there. I had some makeup I had to return because it wasn't the right shade. And this Winja gave me flack about it. I don't get flack from Sephora, from CVS, from Walgreens, Walmart. It can be one color on your rack, sir, and a totally different color when you go to apply it. Well, why didn't you test it? I have testers. Oh, so you want me to go through and swipe on your testers in your beauty supply store and put that on my face? That's not how any of this is going to work. So then I go to buy another product. He's got a markup of about $4 on it. I said, Amazon sells this for, $13. He says, then go buy it from Amazon. I said, great, give me a refund for this crap makeup and I'll do just that. So that's it and that's all. So I'm looking at this particular move by the Asians with the side eye. More than 70 Asian American groups urge Biden to create Black Reparations Commission. Have they talked with anyone from the Black contemporary reparations grassroots movement? Or are they talking to Narcan and Cobra, who are on the fast track to get an EO, executive order for the HR 40 that we are trying to dismantle and decimate? They're trying to get a cashless HR 40 pushed through executive order by Joe Crow with 3 Ks. And not one American freedman descendant of U.S. chattel slavery is at that table. And if there is, they've sold out for cashless reparations while being paid $20 million or more to study a cashless reparations that they now got 70 Asian American groups urging Joe Crow to create Black reparations commissions. Why do they need this, family? Because they need us to continue to do business at their beauty supply stores in our communities. A force of 76 Japanese American and Asian American orgs has demanded Joe Crow to create a reparations commission for African Americans before 23. Flat black already is a problem. This is what happens when we're not at our own reparations table. It becomes all black. We're not all black, right? Not all black is dealing with being at the bottom of every metric in this country, whose ancestors built all the wealth they eat from. I've already given you the data. Look at the archives. I've already shared with you how the African blacks in the state of California are 300% more liquid than American freedmen. 60,000 liquid to 200 liquid for U.S. Black. That was in a 2004 to 2014 Color of Wealth LA report. You can look it up for yourself. So by and large, Black immigrants share in 2.93 trillion of the 3 trillion we share collectively. And 90%, which is U.S. Black American freedmen who descend from U.S. chattel slavery, share less than 700 billion since COVID. In a letter sent to the White House on Wednesday, the groups led by the National Kkkrow Reparations Coalition, this is the NNRC, called for an executive order to establish the commission which would study the legacy of enslavement and racist government policies with the intent to develop and implement practical solutions for reparations with no cash attached. The push comes as H.R. 40, which proposed the commission to study and develop reparations proposals for African Americans, is slated to expire at the end of the year. God and the ancestors, in the name of Black Jesus, let it return to the nothingness from which it came. In the name of Freedman Jesus, okay? It's slated to expire at the end of the year. The clock is ticking. We're at the 26th mark. It's supposed to expire. May it rot in hell. They would not even entertain our edits. They wouldn't even let us have a seat at our own reparations table. Let it turn back to dust. H.R. 40 was first introduced in 1989, a year after the Civil Liberties Act was passed to create a commission that provided reparations for Japanese Americans incarcerated during World War II. Just as the Commission on Wartime Relocation and Internment of Civilians, CWRIC, studied the impacts of forced incarceration of Japanese Americans in U.S. concentration camps, we call upon you to courageously establish a commission that will bring forward the stories needed to fully understand our nation's failure to address the devastating and continuing impacts of enslavement as the foundation for ongoing disparities faced by Black Americans, especially in the areas of health, education, employment, housing, and environmental outcomes, the NNRC wrote to Biden. Joe Crow, 3 Ks. We've got our own. It's called the Repair Act. It's called, I think, HR 1865. We got our own. I'll be bringing on a guest to go over that with you guys, okay? We don't need this bullshiggity. We've got our own. On February 19, Japanese Americans marked the 80th year since the passage of Executive Order 9066, the law that forced tens of thousands of their people into incarceration camps. The date is known as the Day of Remembrance. The Japanese American Citizens League, JACL, the country's oldest and largest Asian American civil rights organization, joined the undersigned groups in their plea to Biden. The travesty of slavery and its aftermath must be addressed if we are to truly become the great nation that we profess to be, JACL National President Larry Otis said in a statement. The 400 years of racism and denied opportunity have taken their toll on the community. The establishment of a presidential commission to study the legacy of enslavement would educate and inform the public and Congress of the harm that is perpetuated on the community. Time is of the essence. There is an urgency of instituting such a study before another year passes. The legislation was first introduced over 30 years ago, and its time has come, Otis said. You can read the full letter here. I will put the link in the chat. If you care to read the whole letter, I'm not doing it here. And so basically, hi, Easy Axe, I see you, fam. Basically, what you may find is that he may actually do an executive order of this. He may do it because he wants to get points. He wants to get points going into the 24 elections. Okay, so you have got to not fall. Hi, Gwen XOXO. You've got to not fall for the banana in the tailpipe. You have got to not allow yourself to continue to vote for your own people's erasure and replacement. They've got longer dollars than me, but I do the best I can as a little engine that could. I do the best I can as Davina taking down Goliath. I do the best I can. This is why I've got my platform here. And it's growing, but it's not as big as a lot of the other channels, and I need to become that. And that's, you guys need to help me in those efforts, because we don't even know all this stuff is going down. We're just simply not at the table. It's a nightmare. So let's stop showing that. Let's stop that one. And let's get to the main event. Now, I do want you guys to understand. I know we always say reparations now, but family, everything requires a study. You're being misled. Lots of people are saying, oh, they didn't have to study the Asians. They didn't have to study the Jews. They cannot pull a number out of the cosmos. It must be studied, and damages must be appropriated by lead economists that know what the hell they're doing, okay? They know how to assess it. They know how to say what it costs in today's dollars. That's the only place you should be negotiating from, not from the bargain basement. You're not going to have a fire sale on our reparations. The number has to be right. We get one shot. Hi, Sacha Del Reed 360. Let's see you, family. Okay, so let's get into the main event, and then I'll come over and naturally let my co-host weigh in. And then I'll pray us out. We're doing pretty good. Not too shabby, and I rambled the first 15 minutes. All right, let me show y'all this. Now, hold on, family. Let me pull this up in another screen. Okay. Now, first of all, here come the ads. You have to understand something, family. You can see that, right? Hold on. You have to understand something, family. A lot of this stuff is being termed reparations to get under our skin. I don't want you to take everything that's happening as reparations. They like to do this to taunt us, so they can pretty much tell us, you know, we're not doing a damn thing for you. Okay? That's what they pretty much want to do. They're pretty much giving us symbolism and pretending as if we're happy with that. And because lots of black folks just read the headlines and then, you know, run off to the races. This is what they count on. They count on us not reading. They count on us being ill-informed. They count on us getting in a lather. But this is what I do know. No matter what you call all this money going out of the country, it's still our reparations. How the U.S. plans to commit $55 billion to Africa over 3 years. Now, how many countries are in Africa? You're talking $1 billion. Basically, they're in a race. And they're out of time. Okay? I'll let you hear something momentarily. Let me pull it up. Get it ready. Stand by, family. Please be sure to like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications. Thank you for joining the live. Okay, so was that hold on one second. Stand by, family. I wanted you to hear this great video where the woman was like, I am not impressed with this bullshiggity. They have given us their asses to kiss forever. We're not playing these games with y'all over this $55 billion. You know, Joe Crow basically had this meeting about this $55 billion where they weren't even given notice to be at the table with, you know, to strategize together. It's a nothing burger. They're basically trying to outdo Russia and China. That's exactly what they're doing. And I'm trying to find the woman. Just give me a second, family. I should have this pulled up. I didn't think about it till now. It's a good one to have memorialized here. Let me try to find it real quick. It was really, really great. Just a second, family. My apologies. Okay. I'm gonna look for this another time and bring it to you more than likely tomorrow, because I don't want to slow down the momentum of the broadcast. But it was an absolutely wonderful, wonderful video with this African woman commenting on, how they're not impressed with this money being offered, and just telling the truth about it. So I can't put my hands on it immediately. Let me research that one and bring it to you tomorrow at the top of that broadcast. Okay. The U.S. plans to commit $55 billion to Africa over the next 3 years. White House National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan told reporters on Monday. The money will go to a wide range of sectors to tackle the core challenges of our time and is being distributed in close partnership with Congress, Sullivan said. Much of the funds appear to come from previously announced programs and budgets. That's what I mean. This is not reparations. Much of the funds appear to come from previously announced programs and budgets. But my whole thing is, why are you weaponizing, Joe Crow? You're weaponizing our never-ending Holocaust to give $55 billion to Africa, because that's how you start. When Africa was complicit in the slave trade, why do you continue to weaponize our never-ending Holocaust to give everybody to come up and tell us no to reparations? That's what I've got a problem with. It's insulting beyond measure. It's as insulting as when they take our horror stories. ETM Media Group did a review of Emancipation and said they're just lying about us all over the place. They love to fictionalize our never-ending Holocaust, and I'm sick of it. That is what is so offensive about what the Joe Crow administration constantly does. I'd rather you don't say or do anything than to sit up here and constantly talk about our never-ending Holocaust. You're constantly opening with that bullshiggity to give everybody else to come up. I'm sick of it. Let me see if we can hear him. It's just so offensive. Sick of it. Let me see. 3 days. All these African leaders showing up. Stand by, y'all. Let me stop this and see if this is it. And listen to the opening. Sick of it.
Biden told the crowd the United States is, quote, all in on Africa's future, pitching the U.S. as a reliable partner to promote democratic elections and push critical health and energy growth. Biden told the crowd that Monday's announcement of $55 billion in investments over the next 3 years was, quote, just the beginning, promising more than $15 billion in private trade and investment commitments, as well as partnerships.
Leaders of 49 African nations are in Washington, D.C. this week for a 3-day Africa summit organized by the Biden administration. The U.S.-Africa Leaders Summit comes as the United States is trying to counter the growing influence of China and Russia in Africa. On Monday, Biden's national security advisor, Jake Sullivan, revealed the United States is pledging $55 billion in economic, health, and security support for Africa over the next 3 years.
Working closely with Congress, the U.S. will commit $55 billion to Africa over the course of the next 3 years across a wide range of sectors to tackle the core challenges of our time. These commitments build on the United States' longstanding leadership and partnership in development, economic growth, health, and security in Africa over the past 3 decades.
During the U.S.-Africa Leaders Summit, President Biden is expected to express support for the African Union to join the G20 and to push for the United Nations Security Council to include a permanent member from Africa. Axios is also reporting Biden's planning his first trip as president to sub-Saharan Africa next year. The Washington summit comes as Africa faces numerous crises, from the climate emergency to political instability. Over the past 2 years, there have been coups in Mali, Sudan, Burkina Faso, and Guinea. U.S.-trained officers led several of those coups. The 4 nations were not invited to the Washington summit. Neither was Eritrea or leaders from Western Sahara, which has been occupied by Morocco since the 1970s. One prominent African leader who will not be attending this week's summit is South African President Cyril Ramaphosa, who faces possible impeachment over corruption allegations. The summit comes as the U.S.
I found it, y'all. The one I want to give y'all. Listen to this. Why is Africa turning away from the United States? This is the real deal. And what they should be doing.
Hi, I'm Steve Clemens, and I have a question. Can President Biden convince African leaders that America is a better partner than China? Let's get to the bottom line. This week, the White House hosts leaders from 49 African countries to try and convince them that their continent is a real priority for America. It's going to be a hard sell, since many Africans feel that Washington has treated them with a lot of benign neglect, more of a problem than an opportunity. A place that's full of precious minerals that we want, like lithium and cobalt, which America needs for its electric cars, but also a place loaded with security concerns and humanitarian crises and corruption. Meanwhile, Russia's kind of zoomed to the top as Africa's #1 weapons dealer, and China's trade with African countries has reached a record $261 billion last year. That's about 5 times more than the U.S. An African youth survey by Ichikovitz Family Foundation found that 77% of youth across the continent identified China as the most important nation for Africa's future, not the United States. Plus, China deals with whatever government is in place, no questions asked, while the U.S. cherry picks its allies and offers lectures about democracy. So can the U.S.-Africa Leaders Summit here in Washington, D.C. turn things around? And what can America offer that Africa really wants? Today, we're talking with Adikana Chihombori-Quao, the former ambassador of the African Union to the United States. She's also the founder of the Africa Diaspora Development Initiative, which aims to link Africans abroad back to the continent. Ambassador, it's such a pleasure to talk with you today. This big summit is going on right now in Washington, D.C. You're in Zimbabwe. I guess I want to start by asking you, what do the leaders of Africa and President Biden have to get right after this week that you think is essential?
Thank you for having me. This is a very important summit. It's a conversation between the continent and the United States, a conversation that is desperately needed, particularly at this time in our history and in our life. The United States, let me start by saying, it still remains the most preferred trading partner for the African nations. However, Like I used to tell the State Department and any engagements that we've had with the United States, I felt during my tenure that the United States was slowly losing ground, and they were risking losing their position as Africa's preferred trading partner. So this is a very important meeting that I hope that if the United States, like I used to tell my colleagues, I felt that the United States, if this was a basketball game, the United States needed to call for timeout. For US needed to realize that this is a new game and it required new rules of engagement. Therefore, a need for the United States to re-strategize. I'm hoping that for a change, this meeting, the United States can begin to realize it's no longer business as usual. It's no longer a case of the United States saying, we make policy and we tell the Africans. That has got to change. It is a recipe for disaster. It is a recipe for the United States seeing itself losing its place as Africa's preferred trading partner. That's what makes this meeting very important. And I'm hoping that the US can call for timeout and understand that engaging Africa at this time, it is a new game that is calling for new rules of engagement. And therefore it is time to re-strategize and treat the Africans fairly, treat the Africans respectfully, and treat the Africans as equal partners.
You know, Ambassador, I think one of the things that I'm trying to be sensitive to is that we
Fed trading partner. That's what makes this meeting very important. And I'm hoping that the US can call for timeout and understand that engaging Africa at this time, it is a new game that is calling for new rules of engagement, and therefore it is time to re-strategize and treat the Africans fairly, treat the Africans respectfully, and treat the Africans as equal partners.
You know, Ambassador, I think one of the things that I'm trying to be sensitive to is that we often over in the United States, as you know, and you were the ambassador of the African Union, tend to talk about a continent as opposed to individual countries and nations, of which there are 54. There are 49 heads of state here in Washington this week. And are we making a mistake? Is our ignorance on our side, from your impression of our ignorance, you know, amplified by us talking about Africa so much as opposed to talking about Rwanda, Zimbabwe, Ghana? Should we be, is our illiteracy in this level so obvious that it's a real problem? And do these kinds of summits that bring everyone together do a disservice to that kind of getting to know each country more distinctly?
I think for the United States, and I'll repeat it, and I used to repeat it all the time during my tenure, what really is behind the failure of effective engagement with Africa is the disrespect of the Africans. That's where the problem begins. If we cannot accept, if the United States cannot accept Africans as equal partners, if the United States, for example, let's look at this particular meeting, this particular summit. There was no defined agenda. There has never been defined agendas whenever they meet with African countries as individual countries. It's always the United States setting the agenda, the United States setting the policies, and the United States telling the Africans about the policies. That is no way to have any meaningful engagement. If you take, for example, the FOCAC meeting that was held between China and the African heads of state, way in advance, the issues were clearly defined. The agenda was going to focus on trade. It was going to focus on aid. It was going to focus on investments. The African heads of states were engaged in the discussion, in the planning. The outcomes were clearly defined with a way forward.
My apologies, family. I was on mute so you would hear the background noise. I had all that to say and was on mute. I'm doing as well as my daughter, who I had engineer the task force hearings. The second half, I apologize, family. I can't see y'all. I'm all the way on another screen trying to find Kkkrow Weaponizing our Holocaust so I can memorialize it here, and forgot I put it on mute until I came back and saw that I was on mute. It just dawned on me that I put y'all on mute. I apologize. Basically, real quick before we get back to the tape. I'm so sorry. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to learn how to edit because that was dreadful. I apologize. I was hanging on just for the moment you realized. Hi, Tyro. Hi, Lizo. Hi, DJ Sekwa. Oh, DJ, thank you so much. I appreciate my co-host from the Boston Reparations with Antonia, James. Oh, Jalen. Thank you so much for talking me up to Jalen. She was a delight to have on the broadcast. I can't wait to have that Gen Z back. All I can do is laugh at myself, Yaira. That was horrible. Here I am trying to be professional and all on mute. Basically, family, what I was saying is this is both and, right? It's about giving away our reparations to Africa whom sold us. You're going to put this money, which is a drop in the bucket as compared to China, in the hands of crooked ass leadership in Africa. The people on the soil will never see this. The poor will never see it. They're going to line their own pockets with this chump change. And they're going to play the country like the country's been playing them. But this is another move by the Kkkrow administration, who's put a lot of Africans in high position in the Kkkrow administration. This is a ploy for those African votes, because these black immigrants are here to erase and replace American freedmen descendant of U.S. chattel slavery. Okay? They are here to erase and replace us. They got about 4 million. That's where we were, right at the end of emancipation, after having been bred from 70,000, I think, 77,000 imported during the slave trades. We grew to 4 million because of the breeding farms. So these Black immigrants are in this country. Their families are cohesive, right? They don't suffer the war on drugs, the war on poverty that we have to endure. So this government at every branch has been instrumental in waging war on American freedmen who descend from U.S. chattel slavery, pushing abortion down our throats while putting our men in jail, many of whom are there for nonviolent offenses. They'll be used to put out the white fires in the white hills of the white homes. Hello, Kabami. And when they get released from prison, they won't be making the $75,000 that the firemen do out here. And so the Black immigrants, especially the Africans, are getting high position in this country. And so this is jointly a ploy to endear and indebt their Black African, the Black immigrant vote. Open up your third eye. Okay. That's all you got to do. I'm not going to mute. If y'all hear background noise, Freedman Life, it is what it is. I'm not in the studio. I'm just turning on the StreamYard and going live. Okay, so let's go back to the tape. All right. Well, I continue to look for Joe Crow.
Forward in terms of follow-up. It was a fruitful meeting that addressed the issues that needed to be addressed between not only African countries individually with China, but also Africans collectively with China. There is no published agenda. There are no issues that have been presented to the African heads of states. Africans have not been asked to engage in terms of creating the agenda and making sure that when the African heads of states come to Washington, the outcomes, the issues to be discussed are going to be meaningful outcomes with follow-up and deliverables that are going to be beneficial to both. It remains a one-sided conversation with the United States telling the Africans the agendas and the policies. The Africans are not on the table to discuss issues pertaining to us, wherein lies the problem. And the reason that continues to be the case, what underscores that is the disrespect for Africans. I repeated it, I complained about it repeatedly. It is a serious problem. The United States must understand that Africans are not going to take it anymore. If you don't treat the Africans fairly, United States is going to see itself slowly losing ground to China, to Russia, to all other nations, because without respecting the Africans, without treating the Africans as equal, without understanding that exploitation and abuse of Africa simply cannot continue, this meeting, this summit, is going to be yet another gathering with no outcomes, no deliverables until the next summit. I'm sorry, but the disrespect of the Africans is at the bottom of it all.
Excuse me, everybody but South Africa is there. So it doesn't sound like she has her thumb on the pulse of what Africa's really about, that dollar bill. They're whoring themselves out as per usual, being colonized by everybody now. It's fair game, open season. While the people who really need the resources just suffer into perpetuity. So I don't know what she's talking about. Anyway, back to the video.
Agenda for this meeting should have been set out in advance. Africans should have been involved. Without the involvement of the Africans in these discussions, this is a useless meeting. I'm sorry, but that is a fact.
No, I am very grateful for your candor. And it sounds to me, I mean, I think there was a lot of criticism of the last summit like this under President Obama, that there was like no follow through. And, you know, it's one of the big questions I'm asking is, how do you make a big bang summit where everyone comes over? It's like checking off the box and say, okay, we've done Africa. Now we can move on to other things. How do you make that something that's a more sustainable and a more continuous engagement of the United States with Africa? And what I'm hearing from you is, frankly, a lot of disappointment and you know, a lot of pessimism about what may come out of this summit.
Well, the point of the matter is already, you know, nothing is going to come out of it because it is a one-sided conversation.
Right.
Where is the agenda? The agenda should have been published way in advance. The African leaders should have been given an opportunity to also state their position so they can come up with an African position that can then be discussed alongside the American position. So the fact that it is a one-sided conversation, that is yet going to be another useless meeting with no outcomes. But again, I'm going to keep emphasizing the reason this is happening is because there is a disrespect for the Africans. There is a general feeling that we don't need to hear from the Africans. Their opinions do not matter. That wherein lies the problem. Why were the Africans not consulted? Why were the Africans not part of an agenda? Why was there not even an agenda like what happened during the FOCAC meeting with China? Those are some basic issues. No head of state. President Biden would not pick up and go to meet with any other leader in the world without an agenda. That simply doesn't happen.
Right.
So what makes the US think that they can engage African leaders without an agenda? Come to Washington, let me tell you what I want to do for you. Come to Washington, let me tell you what you need to do in your countries. That game is an old game.
Right.
It's not going to work anymore. To be honest with you, if I'm to speak the truth, I hope a lot of heads of states don't come because it is an insult. It is an abuse of the African leaders. It's a disrespect of the African leaders. Where is the agenda? Please respect the African leaders. Do unto them what you would want done unto you.
So,
okay, I can't share but so much of that, family. You can look it up under Al Jazeera. Okay, I had to turn that off because they will strike me, child. I'll probably get a copyright strike. Hi, DJ, son of Knock, COINTELPRO in full effect. I'm coming over to get the rest of y'all's comments. Okay, so let me hide that comment. I want to see if we got Joe Crow on this one. Hold on, guys. Welcome to the live. Please be sure to like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications. Thank you, family. Okay. Let's listen to this bullshiggity. I want y'all to hear this Mickey Vicky talk about our never-ending Holocaust and then turn around and give $55 billion of our reparations to Africa, maybe. She's right. He's using them and playing them, has no respect for them because, Africa, you don't even respect your damn self. Let's keep it a buck. Let's go.
Hello. It's good to see you all. Please have a seat. And I know you're saying to yourselves, make it short, Biden. There's a semifinal game coming up. I get it. I see Secretary Kerry over there nodding. Hey, John, how are you, pal? Well, I want to thank Secretary Mundo. She is one of the brightest and best folks I have working with me, and for all of you in this room for making this forum a success, particularly in Prosper Africa Deal Room. That sounds like something that we shouldn't be saying. Prosper Africa Deal Room. I kept asking, where's the deal room? I think I'm looking at it. Folks, I want to thank you all for being here, particularly since I said Morocco is about to play as the first African nation in the semifinals of the World Cup.
Where is this fluff coming from? Let's get to the point, Joe Crow.
Leaders of regional and global institutions, and of course, representatives of more than 300 companies, African and American. Welcome to Washington. And I want to recognize our co-hosts, the U.S. Chamber of Commerce and the Corporate Council of Africa, two great champions for building and growing ties of business and trade and investment between Africa and the United States, as well as the members of my administration and the members of Congress who are here today. All the members of Congress, please stand up if you're here so I know can identify who you are.
Oh, my God, already.
There's a man. All right. I'm sure you're out there somewhere.
Let me see if I can fast forward.
This forum is about building connections. It's about closing deals. And above all, it's about the future, our shared future. We've known for a long time that Africa's success and prosperity is essential to assuring a better future for all of us, not just for Africa. I've been engaged in these issues going back to my days as a young man in the United States Senate. When I was on the Foreign Relations Committee, I was chairman of the African Affairs Subcommittee and got to spend a lot of time in Africa. I visited almost all of your countries. When I was vice president serving with President Obama, we hosted the first U.S.-Africa partnerships, not to create political obligation, not to or foster dependence, but to spur. We can't solve any of these challenges without African leaders with global impact, fighting rising food prices, tackling the impacts of climate change. In each of these crises, demonstrate our commitment. We harness decades of cooperation through PEPFAR. COVID-19, we continue building stronger health systems and institutions, transparency, good governance. Now, you might be thinking, this is a forum dedicated to deepening business ties and advancing two-way trade investments between Africa and the United States. Why is Biden talking so much about all these other areas? It's because Africa's economic transition depends on good government, healthy populations, and reliable and affordable energy. These things business seeks done over the past 2 years, building on decades of vital investments made under previous American presidents, has helped make possible the critical steps that I'm about to announce. First, the United States is signing a historic memorandum of understanding with the new African Continental Free Trade Area Secretariat. This MOU will unlock new opportunities for trade and investment between our countries.
I'm done. I gotta find it. Oh, Herb saying, God bless you for your super chat. How many descendants of chattel slaves died in Buffalo from extreme cold exposure? Billions to Africa and Ukraine for the benefit of U.S. strategy. Nothing for the people. Thank you, Herb Saint, for blessing the broadcast. Yeah, it's very sobering what you just shared. My God. Thank you. I just can't do that one, family. I've got to find the one where he weaponized our never-ending Holocaust to give Africa $55 billion when they were complicit in the slave trade. It's just abominable and atrocious and all those things. With that being said, family, I'm at 7:34. Let me go through Pacific Standard Time and see what else you guys have got to say about it. Thank you once more, Herb Saint, for blessing the broadcast. You are appreciated. And thank you guys for joining the live. You are appreciated as well. Thank you. Let's see here. I'm just going to read the relevant ones. We don't give a ish about CARICOM, but we're going to get our money. Baby, not without a fight. We clearly don't just have white supremacists. We have Crayola white supremacists in this country now. And it's making things a lot more tough to get our reparations in the quadrillions over several lifetimes. You must get involved. Yaira, it's actually where I'm going is scheduled to be in the 70s. I'm bringing the 80-degree weather from Southern California to Texas, okay? Oh, thank you, family, for your kind words. You always look good. I am going to have to marry you. Oh, The Rock. Thank you. I do. Thank you, The Anomaly, for joining the live. Thank you, Yaira. Okay, let's see here. I agree with that. Sounds good. Okay, they're giving love. What parts are being covered? Oh, okay, we went through the book. Be sure to join us on January 1st or the 2nd. I'm not sure which. I get back to town that week, this weekend. There's a glare. But we're going to be doing this particular book under my love for Friedman and our allies. It's a course in weight loss. It's a 21 spiritual lessons for surrendering your weight forever. So we're getting rid of that weight from the inside, right, family? Because the only way losing or gaining weight is lasting is if you free up the stressors in your life. So that's going to be a new broadcast that God gave to me a couple of years ago, child. God gave me about 10 to 12 broadcasts that I'm supposed to be bringing y'all. But I've been stuck on the reparationist perspective of weaponizing the current events to teach politics and to get us on one accord in our fight for reparations. But it's time for me to branch off and do things that I really love to do. And healing from post-traumatic slave syndrome and excavating a lot of the gunk and ensuring that comrades are fighting without the fight consuming them from within is something I'm very interested in doing. So stay tuned for that. It'll either be Sunday, January 1st, or Monday the 2nd. So read the first chapter because we're going through each of these chapters until we're done with the book cover to cover by Marianne Williamson, okay? All right. Thank you, D Anomaly. He says, I can make an Ethernet cord with Cat 6E cable. That way you can customize the length. Honey, now that just gave me a headache. I'm just going to go to the store and buy a longer cable. I don't know anything about doing all of that. That's not my expertise. I was born to talk, okay? If you haven't figured that out, after how many years we've been here since October 2019, okay? So, thank you, Herb. Say, get the likes up. Yeah, I was born to talk. That's my wheelhouse. That's my contribution to the reparations fight is this channel and all the other broadcasts that are being birthed out of me. That's what I do best. But fixing on cables, that just, like I said, it just gave me a headache. What's $10 million going to do? Yes, Herb Saint, you're absolutely right. $10 million will do absolutely nothing and will do even less for American freedmen who are 16% of Rhode Island, Providence, rather, 16% of Providence, about 5.7% of the entire Rhode Island, but 16% of Providence, where the reparations is being done to the tune of $10 million. It will do nothing, especially since we won't be seeing a dime of it, really. They're giving it to everybody. The anomaly says that part, but they want to sweep our issues under the rug by undermining us every chance they get. The anomaly, you're absolutely correct. What they're doing is weaponizing our never-ending Holocaust at every branch of government to give away our reparations to immigrants and to line their own white pockets. That's exactly what they're doing since we, the contemporary reparations grassroots movement, has made reparations a household name, has made reparations a debate stage topic. Since we've done that, now they're doing it to enrich everyone else, akin to what they've done with our civil rights and our affirmative action. Okay? Mostly white. Yep. I only say that because I had a teacher who said the first time she ever saw a black person was in college. Yeah, we're on the menu, family, because we don't have leadership. We don't have the big platforms, right? We don't have the momentum yet. And some folks steal from what we're doing. They steal from all of our brain trust. And they take it out and they enrich everyone but us. It's starting to spread like wildfire. Yeah, but if we're not there, like we are out here in Cali, like we are in Boston, shout out to Solidarity, who were my guests. You guys have to look at the archives to get that one. It was epic, okay? Like we are in New York, and Narcan and Cobra are in the way, okay? Please get the likes all the way up. Thank you. Yes, if you guys want to get involved with the right people in the fight, not the grifters, plenty of those on ScrewTube. If you really want to get some work done and push your sleeves up, Gmail me at therepperspect at Gmail. It's in the description bar and also scrolling in the bar below. Share the link, please. Nimrod. Uh-oh. Yeah. a very negative connotation. Somebody thought to name their child that. Oh, well. Hi, Tay Bay. I see you, family. Thank you for joining the live. Hi, Quinn XOXO. No, he didn't say that to a customer. Oh, yes, he did. They've gotten real bold. It doesn't matter that I speak the King's English. He absolutely gave me his Chinese ass to kiss, and I gave him my Freedman ass to kiss. It was a mutual ass kissing session. But I hold the coin, and you won't be getting any more of mine. Okay? You almost missed this again. Listen, y'all. ScrewTube is screwing around, and they are hardly allowing AdSense on this channel. They're limiting AdSense. They're messing with my brother's music. He's given me permission to use this music from since I started. That's his intro music, his outro. Check him out as CD Baby, Robert Sanae, S-A-N-A-E. My own blood brother has given me permission, and every video since the Kkkrow administration, I've been getting copyright strikes for using my brother's own music. So they have been known to unsubscribe you. They're doing everything in their power to shut me down. They have shadow banned my channel, so people aren't getting the notifications. They're unsubscribing my followers. They're really, really, really trying to bury me. And so thanks to you guys, you're not allowing that to happen. We're growing like the little engine that could. Please, please, please make sure you're still subscribed. Check regularly, okay? I don't get the notifications. Gwen XOXO, lots of folks are not getting the notifications, family. Lots of people are not. I've been getting a lot of emails and complaints about it. There's nothing I can do. I'm beholden to this platform. I've got to really get it going somewhere else. But look at how long it took to build to just 1,600 over here. So I got to stay on ScrewTube, but I'm checking out some other spaces like I think DJ has Social X, Taharka Bay has Odyssey. There's one other one that I'm looking to see if I can get accounts and start streaming to those channels as well to continue to grow. ScrewTube, baby. You better know it. Remove and add again, says Yaira. Hi, Easy Axe. I see you, fam. Recovery Pan African. I just love that title. It tickles me every time. Let's see here. Let me move down. Angela, why do you think these Asian groups are doing this at this time? Well, their businesses are in our communities. And when we can't make an American wage, we can't spend money with their businesses. Okay? So, you know, they're pretending to give a damn because it's impacting their bottom line. I told you I just got in a full-fledged fight with a not physical, but a verbal back and forth because I purchased some foundation that, you know, looked right on the inside of my arm, which you could see is a little more yellow than my face. Well, my face gets a lot of exposure. I'm out here on the beaches and stuff. So it matched this, but it did not match when I naturally look when you put it up against my face. I know the lights are on it. Maybe I look close to this color in the middle, but that's the wrong place to test clearly because when I put it on my face, I look ash gray. So I took the makeup back and the man told me I can't resell it because you opened it. Well, damn. How else am I supposed to how else am I supposed to know whether or not it works if I don't open it? I clearly got it wrong. I guess he was trying to allude that I should try the tester on. Not on my face after everybody's fingers have been in shit in the beauty supply store. I'm not doing that. And so we got into a spar. Okay, so he's so pressed over this cheap ass makeup. I let him know I don't ever have these problems from the other vendors. And so from now on, I'll just buy hair care and not fool with the face stuff. Then I go and get a hair care item. He's done marked it up. He's got $4 extra on it from Amazon. He told me to go get it with Amazon. I said, thank you very much. Give me a full refund. This is my last day here. Okay? So I got my refund and that's it and that's all. So I believe these Asian groups, want to see us survive or thrive just a little bit, not too much, just enough to continue to shop in their stores, which have taken over our communities. That's what I believe. Build generation wealth, Black people. Yes, but see, these back to my earlier thought. We build generational wealth, my love, with our reparations. Because right now, if you're fortunate to have a job, you're paycheck to paycheck. There is a very, very small group of us, but it's predominantly Black immigrants that share in 2.93 trillion household dollars, as compared to the majority of our people. 86 to 90% share less than 700 billion since COVID. You can't build generational wealth when you're one paycheck from being homeless. That's not how any of that is going to work. Now, they're fighting for an empty HR 40. I don't even think that they know that the HR 40 is cashless. You know, clearly one of the reparations groups that I just learned the name of, have to research them, got these 70 Asian groups to sign on. So it's a nothing burger. I don't even know if they know. Hi, Satra. Some Japanese from South America are also seeking reparations from the USA. Oh, okay. We got to bring that one up too, Easy X. Yeah, we've emboldened everyone all throughout the world to fight for reparations. You ain't never heard so many groups from all over the world talk about reparations until the contemporary reparations grassroots movement formed. We formed right after Kamala, maybe slightly before Kamala threw her hat in the ring for the president. Okay. I think their businesses are suffering. Yes, Yaira, that's the same thought I had, and that's what I just responded. You will. We will get you there for sure. Thank you, family. Could be the part of the reason we need to tread carefully. Yeah, we do. We can't trust no one. We have no friends. And this is what I mean by you can't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. I need you guys to understand the Democrats have declared war on American freedmen who descend from U.S. chattel slavery. And if you need a litmus test for if that's true or not, look to your left and look to your right and let me know how the people in your fold are doing. Okay? Let me know. Why are we bottom cast if the Democrats were truly in favor of American freedmen? The neglect is not benign, it's intentional. Okay? So we are at war. They've declared it. It's time for us to respond with our missile by voting for closed border and American first candidates only, party be damned, to neutralize our most imminent threat and replacement immigration. If you withhold the vote or vote blue, no matter who, you do it to our peril. I'm sounding the alarm before what has happened to us here in California, down from 6.5 to 7 million to around 2 million. And we have nowhere to go, and we have no resources to lead the country. So this is the way you use your hottest commodity, your vote, for your interest, for your people to flourish. You will never get reparations from the Democrats if you keep rewarding them with your vote. Or not voting and allowing the chips fall where they may. Not voting and allowing the immigrants who seek to replace us and Crayola white supremacists who seek to erase us to determine the fate of our line. That's not how any of this is going to work. Hi, Lisa. I see you, fam. Note that the U.S. was the same nation who green-lighted Gaddafi assassination, Lumumba, Patrice Lumumba. The list goes on and on and on. I shared some of these while the lady was speaking. The USA relocated them, but they did not get reparations the first time go round. So they are stating they deported to South America, instead imprisoned. Okay, so Sasha Delry 360 is explaining why the Japanese are demanding reparations in South America. That's what that's about. Okay. Yes, Africans were slave owners and slave traders. Okay, we've already been through that through the archives. And Lizzo is correct. African leaders should never trust a nation who had another African leader killed. But these are the African leaders that allow it. They've got so much corruption in Africa. You're looking at African wanton white supremacists who are there to keep the people oppressed. You know, akin to the CBC, keeping American freedmen oppressed. Lots of them are retiring and jumping ship to leave it to the black immigrants who scrub their lineage. Yes, honey, I am trying my best to bring the TR roof and tell it like a TI is, because China's giving money plus incentives building new airports. Let me explain about this too, Yaira. They are pretty much stringing these Africans and these black immigrants out on a ton of debt. They're stringing it. They're giving them loans. And when they can't repay those loans, they're owning the airports and owning these countries. Okay? That's what's happening. Who was it that couldn't repay them? I'll bring that story another time. Okay. $55 billion of blood money. You better know it. Now, Easy Axe is sharing about how there was a summit earlier this year of African leaders that came to the U.S. speaking with the black U.S. mayors in the diaspora. They met in the Midwest during the summer, I think. I had to look that up, fam, and see what happened. Why they keep falling for this same ish over and over again? Because it lines their pockets. This is the way they stay in power. This is the way they Joe Crow the Africans, the poorer ones anyway. They can be bought and sold very easily. Remember, Africa sold us at once before. They would have no problem doing it again. Oh, yes, Derek, welcome to the live. That's exactly what they're doing. I'm so sorry, guys. I just was talking and there was no sound. I know. Oh, my God. Where's the mods? Can someone call Angela? Yaira? Oh, I can't find my phone. I can't blame you. Yaira, when that happens again, ring my phone. Okay. Text me, send up smoke signals. Yaira, I got to find a way to give you guys a wrench. I don't know how to do it over here. Can someone call her? I am so sorry. You did message me. I can't find my phone. I should have checked my little watch, which I'm barely learning how to do. I'm so sorry, family. I will. Hi, DJ. Maybe DJ can help me set it up. Kiki Curly Straight Talk. You can hear me now. I need to hear what Angela is saying. Akon, a 304. I don't know what a 304 is, DJ. Please, I need this information. Oh, EXO. I'm sorry. I did repeat myself. Okay. This technology is something else. It was me all along, y'all. I am so sorry. That's the rest. Hi, Tyro. That's the rest. Oh, my God. They're just going in. Where is she? I need to hear it. My church needs this information. I'm so sorry. I did make it up to y'all. I'm sorry. That's a bad host. Okay. It's good. We all family. Keep it going. Boss Lady and how Kingdom's Cat get an interview before me. Boston hate the Yankees. Oh, what do you mean? You can come out here, DJ, whenever you're ready. What you want to talk about? Son of and okay. Question is, does America want to engage Africans, and why can't the so-called Africans get that Europeans are playing them? Honey, not only the Europeans, the Americans with 3 Ks are too. Okay? Remember, we are the Akata in their minds. You better know it, family, and that's who they're giving favor to. I told y'all the only immigrants they import are the ones who hate American freedmen. That's it. We are on our own. We got a handful of allies. Okay? But for the most part, it is just us, family, and we've got to stick together. We got to get all hands on deck. That's so wrong. Sounds about right. EXO, you are funny. I agree with what the ex-ambassador is saying about the lack of disrespect, but she is a snake also with her views on Black Americans as it relates to Africa. Ooh, I got to research that, family. You dropping fire up in here. Okay. Hi, DJ. That lady is an opportunist. I don't like her. She says, you see my co-host going in. She says that the African leaders came to the summit without an agenda. She's lying. They did come with an agenda to beg without actually begging. Y'all are hilarious. Oh my God. She low-key dislikes Black American descendants of slavery freedmen. Wow, I got to look her up. I just saw her spitting fire. Fact, Zambia signed away their cobalt rights. So, Tyrone, come on now. I got to do some research on the lady being interviewed on Al Jazeera. Y'all got your FBI checks yet? We out here working hard for FBI, dividing our people. FBI ain't cutting no sellout checks. FBI? I don't think they can give checks, family. I think just the Senate can cut the checks. I get Voodoo from her. Oh, Lord. Son of Knox says, COINTELPRO in full effect. She thinks it was okay for Continentals to come to America and take college slots and other resources allotted to Black American DOS. And this is the challenge with most of Africa. Sell us into slavery, then come over here and check the boxes African American to get all of our entitlements. By the time American freedmen get to the table, we don't even have crumbs left to enrich our children, which is what all of the civil rights and affirmative action was for. See how flat black don't work, family? She says agenda one more again. Y'all are funny. Yes, she splits her time living in the States in a plantation house she purchased in Virginia or Kentucky and in Zimbabwe. Lord, I'm going to have to do a whole live about her because y'all are spitting fire in the chat. Damn, we voted for this guy. Easy Access talking about Joe Crow. Yaira says, I didn't vote for this white supremacist. Me neither. I voted Green Party on the top of that ticket. But if Trump runs, he is getting my vote. That is it, and that is all. That bitch gonna bleed this election cycle. That's what I know. Hi, Diane Scott. I see you, family. He was about to choke because he lying. You get to choking when you start to lie. Oh, Lord. I just cannot with you, Easy X. Why did I flash that? That flashed that too fast. I shouldn't vote this party in. Heck no, never ever. Honey, I am responsible for that damn Congress. Listening to certain non-leaders of the reparations movement talk about demo rat down the damn ticket. Ooh, child, I rue the day. Pi 180, I see you, fam. This man Biden is the devil. Honey, you ain't never lied. Shout out at Herb Saint. You are so appreciated. Thank you, Ira, for showing Herb Saint some love. DJ is shouting you out too. I don't even like looking at him, really. I know that's right. Satras, thank you for your contribution to the channel. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you. Box avoided. I see you, family. Angela look like a Cali girl. Honey, I've been out here 20 years and I love it. Even with all our problems, child. You can't go nowhere in the country and not have some issues if you American freedmen, okay? I love California. I specifically love the LBC. That's what I love, okay? Hi, Box Avoided. Thank you for the love. I love you right, Black. I love you, Freedman Strong. The world is full of good people. If you can't find one, be one. I love it, Gwen XOXO. We are old quadrillions while the continent of 54 countries was offered 55 billions. Hilarious, family. The struggle is real. The grift are grifting the grifters. Sisters, where are the Twitter's feed? Lord DJ. What is my Twitter feed? The Reparations Perspective. At the Therepperspect, I think. Child, I've got to put all the ways you can find me. I'm mostly in Twitter, Facebook, ScrewTube. That's where I do a lot of my posting. Thank you, DJ. I will put it up. I will find it and I will put it up. I can only see some of the comments too. I thought folks were blocking me. What do you mean? Ain't nobody blocking nobody. Why can you only see some of the comments? When you press replay, you should be able to see all the comments if you turn the live chats on. That's what they do. TBH, I was checking for your page, and that's what they do to us. Yeah, family, especially if you talking about stuff that they don't want you talking about. 6 Zeros will be opening monetization options. Thank you, Family D Anomaly. I'll check out 6 Zeros soon with streaming. Okay, I have to check them out. Who are these Asian groups working with in their demands, asking Joe Crow to do an executive order? Are they working with the grassroots? No, baby, because we're not for HR 40. There's no money attached. They're working with a group called... Oh, I shut the article down. But if you rewind this, I say the name of the group. I can't go back. I'm at 2 hours. Ray Winbush, who champions reparations similar to Kkkrow, said an African leader quantified the continent being owed $77 trillion. I still laugh because our ancestors in America generated quadrillions. Well, family, when you do the math at 3 cents per hour, 18 hours per day from 1776 to 1865, and you compound the 6%, you get, I want to say 6.2 quadrillion is what you get. That's Thomas Kramer's math. Yeah. And therefore, they cannot put their children through college off our backs, says Jaira. Pi 180 says, apparently we're going to have to make a move like Haiti in order to move the needle. Pi 180, unpack that. Is Box avoided cash gains up in this piece? Oh, my God. That brother knows I love him, Black and Friedman Strong. What's up, Cash? I got to have you back. That's a sharp millennial right there. Are the Asians trying to help us, Angela? No, because if they were trying to help us, they would find out who the hell we were. Okay? Wouldn't they be asking questions? Who you? Whoever this org is that got 70 groups, 70 Asian groups on board? Are they Black immigrants? Are they American freedmen? They know Don Tamaki's on the task force out here. But Don Tamaki was for race-based reparations. To me, if you're for race-based reparations, you are working against us. You want this to be challenged at the Supreme Court level. You got Asians that sat up here and got on board with the Freedman, Kuhn, Ward, Connerly back in 96 to take away affirmative action from American freedmen here in the state of California. And now the Asians is on the hill trying to take away affirmative action, to close the economic gate on American freedmen, to keep us tethered to the bottom as the anchor of this country's capitalism. We have no friends. I don't believe this is something for us at all. I do not. Okay? I don't support it. Because if you had a conversation with the real contemporary reparationists of the grassroots movement, the soil, like myself, we would have told you this is garbage. So you like to pretend, just like Joe Crow, it's Crayola white supremacists. The feed is lagging, sister. I don't know why, fam. Listen, I'm plugged up to the Ethernet, which is why y'all getting I'm trying to hide my heater because it looks like a big old eyesore. So I don't know why it's lagging, family. That's all I got. That ain't nothing but Spectrum. Oh, them Asians are cheap. They don't want you to bring nothing back. Freeman life. When we get our reparations, we can. Reparations now. Hi, DJ PD News. I see you, fam. I'm being optimistic. We're going to get our reparations. Amen. You got to hold on to your mustard seed, family. But do know it's moving a boulder uphill. Okay, I will call. Fight, fight, fight. Where's the Twitter feed? It's showing the Twitter. I'm live in ScrewTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Yeah, I see all checks, family. I don't know. 304, LOL, turn it upside down. Upside down? I don't know, family. Upside down. I don't know. Y'all got to just tell it to me straight, no chaser. Uganda couldn't pay back China. Thank you, I am WAF. Uganda could not repay China. Now China owns that airport. China is doing the same bullshiggity as America. And pretty soon they will own the entire continent because they've lent all this money to them. They're going to own it all. They won't be able to repay it. Isn't it the same given the wrenches? Family, I'm going to have to ask StreamYard. I'm so sick of them. I might just start going live on ScrewTube where I can just move and work with ease. I like your laugh. It's so funny. Oh, my God. Thank you, Gwen XOXO. The African woman gave me voodoo vibes. You are so crazy, Yaira. Once again, I did not get the notifications that you were live. Family, they bothering me, y'all. They bothering me. Okay, just so y'all will know, I will be back tomorrow with Trey Hearn Cruz between 6 and 7. I'm going to have to give y'all the notices with each broadcast I see. This is a damn shame. They are censoring me, fam. They are, what's it called? Shadow banning me. They're not, I'm getting so many texts and emails that they're not getting notices and everyone's upset. It's not me, it's them. Please make sure you're still subscribed. This ex-ambassador is behind the Year of Return scheme and Year of Beyond wanting Black Americans to return to Ghana and help build Wakanda City. She wants U.S. government to give reparations to Ghana. Ain't that about a blip? Ooh, child. I found it. Check the tags. Okay, if I can figure out what that means. Root Trackers by Yaira. I'm not sure on StreamYard yet. I've only used it once so far. Did you use it on ScrewTube, the wrenches, that is? I'm going to reach out to StreamYard. Only 60 games played. How many white folks are going to get reparations? Probably more than Black folks. If we don't put up the gate, if we don't get to the table and take it over. Are the Asians working with Reparations United head is Cam Howard? Yeah, that is in Cobra, and I'm sure they are somewhere in the mix. Black Righteous Folks Home has done many vids about the ex-ambassador and her history with African Union and how she was let go because of fraud and mismanagement of funds. See, to my point, they all do what she got busted doing. Thank you, Easy Axe. I will look it up. Hold on, fam. Okay. I gotta take my oregano. I gotta take my oregano drops, y'all. When y'all get the slightest coffee or sneezies, make sure you're getting you have your oregano oil droppers. Just take a drop or two, not the whole thimble full. Just put it in the back of that throat and take your Bronc Effect. It's about $50. Bronc Effect. I'm trying to figure out where I packed it so I can show it to y'all. Let me see. It's in my Jamaican carry-on. I gotta advertise, y'all. Keep y'all well, because honey, stuff is going down. Okay? This stuff is a miracle worker. Now, like I said, it's about $50, but there's 60 tablets. I'm trying to get out the light. It's too light. Let me see. Y'all can't even see the writing. Y'all can't even see the label. Okay, let me just read it. It's by Medi Herb. It's called Broncheffect. Herbal supplements. M1775. Suggested use 2 tablets 2 to 4 times daily or as directed. Now, I'm not a doctor, but, disclaimer, I'm not a doctor. But, y'all, we about to take 2 of these. This stuff here, along with your whole food organic oil of oregano drops, okay? Make sure it's whole food. Just get out of my live. Okay, hold on. Let me tell you what this has in it. When you start to feel that little tickle or you sneezing a whole bunch, you have this in your dropper, the liquid. Now, you can take oregano tablets, daily for maintenance, but that dropper, it's going to burn. So just take a couple of little drops into the back of the throat. Child, the coughing and sneezing stops. So this has, Lord, okay. Now with my glasses on, it's still hard to read. The print's so small. Licorice root. Oh my God, this writing is so small. Echinacea root. White. What is that? It has thyme, ginger, and there's 2 words I don't know on here because they're so small. Pusey? White. Ooh, child, the ghetto. I need a magnifying glass. This print is so small. But yeah, about $50. It's worth it. It's in my little medicine bag, child. Folks get the coughing and sneezing and wheezing and huffing and puffing. You got to take that before you get on the plane and wear your mask at that airport, honey. Don't play with it. I don't care how many illegals they let across that border. The bonkers of the conkers is still running around, okay? So get this stuff and have it on you. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. A lot of people are getting a lot of this garbage because they're dehydrated. You must drink about 1 gallon of water a day, or at least half your weight in ounces. Half your weight in ounces, okay, family? Stay well. How many white folks are going to get reparations if we are able to prove a percentage of African ancestry? Well, family, only 60 games played. I'm pushing for you've got to have identified as Black or African American on the last 2 censuses, and your birth certificate must say Negro or colored on there. That's what I'm pushing for at the Cali reparations, to put the gate up. This economy is crap. I won't hold my breath for it. Well, honey, clearly they can print up money to protect the borders of Ukraine, to fight a war with Russia using the Ukrainian neo-Nazis, to give AAPI $1 bazillion, to give illegals $1 bazillion, and jobs and driver's licenses and the right to vote. They're giving $55 billion to Africa. So they just print money. So it doesn't matter what the economy is doing. The government prints money and gives away our reparations to all the other groups. I really don't want to hear that I got to hold my breath to receive reparations when they clearly have it. Didn't Uganda discover gold? I don't know. Oregano oil, P73, says Yaira. Yes. Put it in the chat, Angela. Thank you. I will. I do 3 drops. Okay. Let me put it in there right now. Thank you. Because you sure couldn't see it. Because don't get any other kind, y'all. I can't vouch for the other stuff. I can vouch for this one. Medi-Herb Broncheffect. About 60 tablets. You have to get it online. Amazon used to have it, but they're sold out. The last time I checked. When you're doing Google search, for the right link. Make sure you are checking to see how many views and that they're legitimate. Check the BBB. Don't just throw your money away. Lots of crap circulating around on the internet. So make sure you check all those things before you push the button to purchase. MediHerb Bronchofex, 60 tablets, around $50. Now, like I said, I only take it when I'm feeling symptomatic. Like that little cough. If I'm sneezing. Before I board a plane. That kind of stuff. Angela, don't strain your eyes. Thank you, family. All right, let's see. Am I at the end? No, y'all just really chatty. Louisiana's going to be tricky with the Creoles. Hi, Bobby Jefferson. Interferon. Well, I don't know that. I'm going to have to research that one, fam. Okay, let's take that off. Because you know they'll strike me for talk about I'm giving medical advice and shit. So let's take that off. Let's see. Where do I want to land before I pray us out? There was something. I like Gwen XOXO. She said, tell us the TR roof, Angela. Something like that. Let's end with hers before I pray us out. I don't think I'm coming back tonight, y'all. I'm tired. But I'm going to try to get in at least an hour. I got to start chopping up that crap with Cam over in the Twitter space, pretending to befriend orgs in the contemporary reparations grassroots movement, only to stab us in the back. I gotta start unpacking that before that Twitter space self-destructs. Okay, I think I'm gonna land on Herb Saint. He's the one that gave that scarilla. Let's just land on him. I like that. Maybe it'll incentivize other folks to bless the broadcast. With that being said, family, the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever Freeman and its allies are, God truly is. Because, family, you are the face of God. Yes, you are the voice of God, the body temple of the Spirit of the living God. Until we meet again on mañana, I want you to make it a beautiful, God-inspired rest of your evening and tomorrow's workday. And until we meet again, I'm believing for each and every one of us a ton of peace, love, and reparations, family. Thank you so much for joining the time. I appreciate it so much. Thank you, Kristen. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, Rachel. Right there. Nobody knows today how much they